welcome to our session number 12, and really appreciate for your time and the efforts during the late hours. And in this session, we are going to look into the topic about managing the customers, collaboration, and communication. So that's the main objective that we are going to cover. But along with it, there are some plenty of the other topics that we are going to cover during the time that we are going to see what's being is left behind. So this is the last session of our functional series, which is related to customer service. And from next week onward, we are going to start our sessions from basic development, configuration, customization, and then we will move to the advanced level where we will see some, you can say, custom logic development, as well as some very comprehensive level of the work which we normally do on the Dynamics 365. And let's start our discussion for today's. And before we are going to proceed further, there is a small tips about the housekeeping. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself by the time that you are going to speak, or you can use chat. And again, really appreciate for your time and the cooperation. So that's the only tip for QA section. You can use the QA section for your queries or questions that you would like to ask. About the today's agenda, these are the complete details, or complete, you can say, the topics that we are going to cover. Specifically, we are going to start our today's conversation from knowledge-based management. Then we will look into the queues management, entitlements, so how they are going to interact with the, you can, within the system, and how the people are going to engage within it. Then we will see the topics about the internal and external communication and the collaboration, plus managing the customer. And there is also one bonus point I have added. Yesterday I was working on some of the part of the assignment in which I was just listing the technology companies. So I found some interesting facts and figure about the technology companies around the world and who are the majorly involved in the different sectors or different, you can say, areas. About our content, it's already available on YouTube channel as well as on OneDrive. So on OneDrive, you will find our presentations, as well as on the YouTube, we have posted all of our recorded sessions. Before we are proceeding further, these are the only terminologies, just to remind that we are going to use it. We will use these terms, and we are keep using by the time that we are covering the customer service. So more importantly, we are going to cover activities part, means where we are going to see the collaboration and the communication segment. Then we will see entitlements, also case, knowledge base, queues. These are the parts that we are going to look. And other than that, we have already covered in our previous sessions related to the service level agreement, creation rules, and routing rules we had covered in our last two sessions. So let's begin our talk on knowledge base article. What's it's there? So these are the three parts are available, or you can say three major segments are involved. One is authoring, means someone has to take care for the authoring part. Second part is related to the review, means someone is going to review all of the information, and during the review, once it's done, proofreading is completed, then the third part comes here about the publishing. Publishing means you are going to publish it for the internal use or for the external use. External use means it can be linked with your website or a portal, and from where the customer can interact. So let's talk about the authoring, what's there inside. So first of all, what we need to do it here, we need to put it here the major segments about the keywords, about the, you can say, article which is already written about it. We need to put it there the major keywords, what it's related about. Then we have to identify the article subjects, means where it is going to be used. Then there is a descriptive details on it, and the authorization, I mean, authoring the document means where you have the template and you are going to put all of the information within the descriptive details. Then once it's done, then you would require to read it thoroughly. You have to review it there internally, means first you have to do it personally, then you are going to submit it for the review part. Review, it can be done by any person who are authorized to do. So once it is you can say review and revision is completed, then it comes to the approval. So approval can be taken from the managers or the person who is authorized to approve that particular knowledge article. Then once it's done, you are going to publish. So publish can be done for a specific duration. Mean, let's say you can specify what is the specific duration that you are going to look into it, till when it is going to available, as well as you can also have the translation for that particular article. And you have the option where you can publish any article for instantly, as well as you can also schedule it there. So, but before we are going to proceed further, just one more detail about the knowledge base. Knowledge base, you can also consider it as a FAQs, frequently asked questions, or any kind of information which is related about your product and services, which is going to help the customer service agents or the internal team, as well as with the customer, to know about the details. So this is something that you are going to manage inside the knowledge base article. Now there is a complete workflow is available here, where article is going to be created, it's going to be reviewed. It's the same thing that I discussed in the early presentation, that someone is going to create the article and he's going to review. As soon as the review is done, then he's going to submit for the approval. Once his approval is completed, then it's going to be published, and you are going to define the scope in the system, whether it's going to be used for the internal purpose or for the external purpose. Okay, so let's look into the details how it works within the system as a default functionality. And let me just take you to directly in my demo environment, and from here you can see Dynamics 365 environment. And from here, what I'm going to do, in a knowledge area, you will find knowledge articles here. So what I'm going to do it here, so any kind of the knowledge article publication or drafting, we are going to use this particular segment here. And it is going to be used within the case management, or you can say the customer service, or it can be used with the other modules also, where you have the option that you can search, you can also link it. But by default, this functionality is only available for the customer service department, or you can say within the case management, but you can extend into the further details. Now, what you're going to see here on the top, you can see the basic detail about the article. You can see the every article is going to have its own unique number, or you can say the auto number. You have the title, you have the status where you are standing. You can also create the versioning, major version, minor version, you can also maintain there. And you can also visualize who has access, means how many views are there, so means how many people have read about this article and this stuff. You can see it here. And you can see the language, so languages are supported. You can do up till I think 42 languages are supported, from where you can put your translation of that particular article here. To create any article, what you need to do, you just need to come here, click on the new. Now that's the option number one that you can use. Or what is the another option is available, where you can have the template and you can take the information from the template itself. So I'm just going to click on the new from template. So if there is any, you can say predefined structure is available, you can have it from here. So let's take example that I'm just going to see what are the templates are available. For that one, I'm just going to navigate to the service management here. And from the down, if you go a little bit here in the templates, you will see, not here, sorry. Here it is, it should become here under my, where's my, let me see, yes, here it is. Article templates, knowledge base management, you will find the templates here. So you can have your own templates ready with you. You can define all the standards here. So let's take example, I'm just going to define our template here. For that one, I'm just going to click on the new. System is prompting me about the language that I am going to use. So these are the all languages supported. So you can see in the lookup here, as I'm just going to use English version. So I'm just going to click on English, which is based in UAE, and I'm just going to select it here. Okay, so my language template is defined here. So now I'm just going to put it the name first. About let's take example, our products and services. Okay, and I'm just going to put the title here, product and services detail. Okay, now there is a usage. What is the usage means? Either it's the internal or external. Internal means which is only specific, which will be only available for the team who are using 365 customer engagement environment. Okay, external if it is no, means it's going to be published over the internet. Means if you are having a portal published on the top of Dynamics 365, this particular template, or you can say this particular knowledge base, is going to be visible for, you can say, for the portal there. Okay, so for the time being, I'm just going to put it in internal, and I'm just going to put some of the keywords here. So keywords, I'm just going to use water, coffee, machine. So these are the one keywords I'm going to use it here, as well as I'm going to select the subject. The same means I'm just going to tag the information where it is there. So I'm just going to put there either this is related to the complaint, inside the complaint is either related to the finance or sales, or if it's related to the inquiry. So I know this is related to the product and services, which can be used for the marketing purpose or which can be used for the customer service. So I'm just going to select inquiry. So whenever the inquiries comes, or you can say registered in the system, so this particular article will be used here. So now here we have the designer. So from here you can specify all of the details, whatever the information that you are going to put it there. So let me just do one thing. As a quickly, let me just take a copy of any article before we are going to do. So it's much easy to just copy paste the information instead of we are going to create anything. FAQs, let me just do it here. Microsoft, or let me just do it Starbucks. If it is not copyrighted, Starbucks FAQs. Okay. And from here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some of the content from there. And from here, I'm just going to put it here out. Let me just copy some content. Going back here, I'm just going to put it here, copy paste here. So let me just reformat some of the information which I don't need. So let me just change it to the font which is needed. So let me just click here the font. Font is coming up here. So let me just put here the Arial. Let me just resize it. Oh, it's very small now. Let me just increase a little bit up here. Let's say 14. And this is related to the bold part. I'm just going to put it here. Put bold here. Okay. And the same thing I can do the copy pasting here again. Copy pasting just to show you how it works. So yes, I'm just going to put whatever I have put in the content here. Now this is the template that I have designed. And once I'm done, what I need to do, I just need to save the information. So this is the template that I have prepared. So you can say it's a kind of the standard. I just put it there on the system. Now, what I'm going to do it here, I'm just jumping directly to my services part. And from here, I'm just going to start creating the articles. I will show you both options which can be used either from the template or from the scratch. You are going to start preparing it. So I'm just going to click on the new from template. So as soon as I'm just going to click on the new with the from the template, system will prompt me what type of the template that I'm going to select. So currently in my system, there are two templates are configured. One is the trial, which comes with the, you can say, the test environment, and another one that I have created. So I'm just going to take this information and I'm just going to create. So whatever the information I am going to have it here, so now it's pre-populated. So now you can see it here, it's everything is comes, whatever the information that it is already available in the template. So in the template that you can define all the heading, subheading, titles, bullets, so you can define it over here and you can readjust it here by the time that you are going to create. So that's the option number one. Now, option number two is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create from the scratch. And how I'm just going to create from the scratch, I'm just going to click on the new, straightforward. And now system will ask me each and everything here. What information I have to put? First, I need to put the title. So title is, let's take an example of service, or you can say problem with finance, problem in settling invoices. I'm just going to put some title here. Keyword, I'm just going to put finance complaint invoices. I'm just going to put it here. Okay. Now system already identified that the English language that I'm going to use it because my preferred language, which is set it up here as the English, so that's why it's coming up here. And I can see it is under the proposed stage. So means at the time I'm going to draft the information. Now from here I'm just going to put some information that I'm just going to put some information related here. Let's say the question, how much time is required for the settlement? I'm just going to put some information like this. Answer is it normally takes 2 days to be completed. I'm just going to put it here, some information here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reformat some of the part here. I'm just going to put it in bold. I'm just going to put some styling part also. I'm just going to put some special as a italic bold, something like very unique one. And also here I have some option that I'm just going to add some picture. So the picture URL, or I'm just going to click from, you can say add from the file. So let me just see if I have any file which is related to the data and we can take and we can use it. Let me just see here. If it is not, then I would require to copy paste. So let's take example that I'm just going to use this particular image here. So now this particular image is now appearing in here. And now what I need to do, I just need to shrink a little bit. So what kind of the action that you need to do it, you can do it from here. You can readjust. And now the beauty of this particular template is here that you can have the HTML version also. So let's take example that you have already drafted the HTML, then you can directly copy paste the HTML here, and system will put, or you can say realign everything, and is going to be available in the designer mode. Similarly, once you are done, you just need to click on the preview and you can see it here how it looks like, on my desktop, how it looks like on the tablet. Different vertical, you can say what we call it, direction that you can see it here, as well as how it looks like on my mobile. So once you are satisfied, you can say, okay, everything is okay, my template works fine, and I have already completed. What you would require to do, but before you are going to do it, you would require to save the information as well. So now you have the information where you have the author, review, publish, the same stages that I prefer, you can say suggested you, or you can say explain in the early stage. Now, even though you can have your own business process, it totally depends how many stages that you want to engage, you can do it there. Now, there is some other part here along with the content that you can see the summary information where you have the basic settings. You can see if it is related to the internal or external, what is the status reason, who is the owner, what is the, you can say, article number that you are going to have it, who is the author, who has started the working, means the primary author, who is authoring the this record, this article, what is the language here, what is the revision, when it was created, who had created, when it was last time modified, who modified, as well as you can see the subject. So from here, and let me just click on the subject here also. Let me just add some subject. It's related to inquiry again, and when it is going to be published, when it's going to be expired. So these are the information that you can see it here. Plus, you have the information where you can see the related about the languages which are being used. So you can see it over here, as well as you can see the timeline. If it is, you can say, related to some correspondence you needed, you can create a task, you can have the email communication. So everything will come here in the timeline there. Now, you have the analytics also. As soon as you are going to use it, so analytics will start appearing it here. Means how many views are there, if there is any feedback you receive, and if they are linked with the cases. So it will start appearing it here. Now, once we are done, so let's take example that this particular article that I'm going to use it, what we would require to do, we just need to move to the next stage. And we have to specify, yes, this is what I have completed. I have set it already, set it up the keywords. Subject is already you can say added there. It's already assigned to the primary author, and I have already reviewed. Now we are just going to move to the next stage. Next stage is the final review, and now currently system suggests that it is something that you can do it if you have the super user, but you can also apply the rule for the approval. Means system shouldn't take you to the next level until unless it is not completed or it is not authorized to any particular set of the user. You can also set, or you can say configure those particular scenario here. Now let's take example as a manager, because I have the authority that I can review it here. So either I'm going to reject it or approve it. So let's take example. I'm just going to follow the happy path, and I'm just going to approve. And once it is going to be approved, system is going to approve this particular version, which is the version number 1 that I'm going to use it. And now at the time of the publishing, I'm just going to move to the publish stage. And from here, I'm just saying that if it is related to the product, yes, you can also define the product also. Means if it is linked with the product related to it, you can also define, you can also tag them. Once I'm done, what I need to do, I just need to click on the finish. So I'm just saying, okay, yes, already I marked it here, and I'm just going to finish it off. And now, as soon as I'm going to finish it off, system is asking me either I want to publish it now or in the future. So I can also set the time for the publishing, or I want the system to publish it now. And what is the status is going to be happen? So either it is going to be sent as a needs for the review, or it's related to the update, or I'm just saying it's already published. And if I needed to put it here as an expiration date, I can do it here. Okay. And if it's linked with any translation, means you can have the option on the top. Let me just cancel this part here. You can see you can have the versioning here, as well as you will find a translation. So you can have your own translation also for this particular part here. So let's take example that I'm saying that, okay, the only English version is needed. So I'm just going to finish with the publishing it now. And once I'm done, it is going to be published. Now, whatever the revision is required, it can be happen if I'm just going to revise, when I'm just going to redraft it here. So system is not allowing me to do anything here until unless I will go and revise it again. So you have the option where you can see it here that reverted draft, I'm just going to update, or I don't want to use it anymore. So I'm just going to put it and send it to the trash, or I want to archive. So these are the all options are available. Now, if I go back on my main screen, and you can see which is available now. You can see it here. Let me just create newest to the oldest. And now you can see it here. The problem is in settling invoice, it is coming up here as a published. And who had published, so everything details just comes here. Plus, this is another one which we have created, but still in the draft mode. Now, how you are going to use these particular articles? So let me just do one thing. Let me just come here to create a quick case here. And in the case, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some keywords here. So let's take example, invoice is not settled, and this particular narration, it came from one of the customer, and I'm just going to put it in inquiry, and I'm just going to select a customer here, or let me just say Shakur, because we have a complete list, Shakur and Sons. I had received from the phone call, and I'm just going to tag with the contact person here. And also I'm going to assign an entitlement, which we have discussed earlier, or today also we will cover this information. I'm just going to put in the entitlement. If it's related to any product, I can also select the product. So once I'm done, I'm just going to save the information. Now, what is the action that you will see it here? Let me just take you from there. Now I have saved the information here. Now let me just do one thing, because this is the old version is going to be used here. So let me just move to the interactive experience, which is going to be allow you to set the articles. Even though you can do it there also, you can set it up as activities and you can search for the articles and you can do it from there. But now it's very interactive version that you will see it here. And here you'll see the articles which comes here as a knowledge. And from here, system will try to identify. And now you can see these are the all articles which are available where the invoices settled. These information are written here. Now you can say the other information that you can say tag are there. So these are the all one is available. Now from here, what I can do, here I have the option that I can see the information, whatever the information is available. So if I click it here, so these are the all articles that it is available. So now it is coming up the information in this way. Now I have the option that either I can link this particular article with my case. So just like experience that I'm going to do it here, or whatever the information I received it here, I'm just going to tag the information at whatever the information is going to be used. And from here you can see it's already linked with the case. Now, if I want to see in a separate information, because might be possible it's a complete list of the documents with having 100 or 1,000 lines, I can open it in a separate window, and from here I can see it here. Okay, and even though I can do some interaction also, means what interaction I can do. Let's take example that this particular information I liked it and someone has authored it, so I can also put some gesture here, so that okay, if I like it or not. So this is the information, just like you can say feeds that I can put it here. I can use it. Now what I'm going to do it here, once I'm done, if as soon as I'm going to link it here, now it's available. Now if I'm just coming up in here under the case relationship, so I should able to see the number of articles which are associated. And these articles, what I can do, I can also send it to the customer also. So let's take example, I wanted to send it to the customer. As soon as I'm just going to click on the email, this particular article is going to be available in my email activity, and the same information that I can send it to the customer here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the actual user here, which is the part of this. I'm just going to use my personal email address and I'm just going to send to the customer. So as soon as I'm done, I'm just going to send it. So now whatever the communication activity I'm having it here on the system, it is going to be tracked on the system. So I can see how many times I have emailed to the customer and how many times I have tagged this information. I can do it here. Now, if I jump back to the article, I would able to see some more information to see the analytics, what's being here. So let me just do it again. If I'm not able to find, no, I'm not able to find it here. Let me just change it to the newest to the oldest. So it should come on the top. And from here, I'm going to use and see what the analytics are available here. So now you can see it here. I'm just going to put in the analytics. So you should able to see there's a one view happen and there is a one feedback I received, as well as it is now tagged with another one of the case here. So these are the all analytics are available within the system, and you can see and you can visualize what is the top rated article that you are having and how they are going to be used within your organization, which can be helpful for the customer service as well as with the you can say in-house agent or external agents. Now there is another part which is available, which is a knowledge search, where you can search any kind of information. Means I'm just going to put it here, the settle. Let's take example. I'm just going to put the name title here, finance. So whatever is available here with the keyword finance. So now you can see it here. It's available under my search here. So let's take example. I'm just going to put here settlement. You can see now it's appearing here. So that's a AI based knowledge search is available, and at a time of, let's say, whenever I'm having a conversation with my customer or I'm just going to look into any problem, resolution of a problem. So I can come here and I can do my search, and system will show me all the information here. And the same information, it can be used with my case as well. I can see within interacting with the customer here. So this is all about the knowledge base, how you can interact and you can manage it here. Please feel free if you have any question in between, so we can look into our chat if there is any question. I think there is no question, so we can move forward to our next topic. Next topic is about the entitlements. Entitlements, you can consider it here that the support scope that you are going to set it up for the customer, means how much time that you are expecting to allocate to the customer based on some terms and condition. It could be a kind of, you can say, contract that you are going to have it with the customer, and it will help you to specify either it could be a length of a, you can say, duration that you are going to specify, or number of requests that you are going to handle. So entitlement you can also consider just like a contract, or in a contract that you have some terms and the conditions are defined. So you can see it here. Okay, I'm just going to give 100 hours in a particular fiscal year. You can define a contract, and inside the contract you can also specify the turnaround time. So let's take example that you have a scenario where you are going to provide the services. Actually, it's more related to the service oriented companies. It's not for the manufacturing or retail companies. That's only for applicable for the service oriented company who are providing the services. So it could be based on the number of hours that you are going to allocate to the customer, or number of the inquiries or requests that you are going to handle. But for the advanced version, means let's take example that you have a very comprehensive requirement, then there is a separate modules available where we have very comprehensive agreement management is available under the field service. So this is what it's available. But for the entitlement, so just like a straightforward high level, you can say not high level, so just like a basic level of the support that you can put it there under the entitlements there. And to set up entitlement, it's a very straightforward, where you are going to have a contract with the customer, means you are going to set it up the entitlement in which you are going to put the information related to the customer, who is the customer, what is the duration that you are going to have in, and how much time you are expecting. Means you are you can how much time you have agreed with the customer, and what are the channels that you are going to use it, what are the products are involved, who is the contact person are involved. So you can manage all the information here. So let's take example in the system how it works and how they look like within the system. Let me just go back again in my system here. Now for the entitlement setup, what we need to do, we need to come here again on the service management part. And from here, I'm just going to see the entitlements under the service terms here. Now, in the entitlements, you have the option again, you can define the template where you can set up the different type of the entitlements can be used. So let's take example that you have some template for the gold customer, you have the template for silver customer, bronze customer, you can set it up here. So how you are going to define, you are just going to come here and under the templates where you will see the entitlement templates, and from here you can define the different structure of that particular template. So it's just like a reusable element that you are going to use. Similar way that we have seen under the knowledge articles, where you have the template and you are going to reuse it here. So similar option that we are going to do it here. So let's take example, I'm going to create a new template here for the entitlement. And now from here, I'm just going to define a silver package here. So I'm just going to put silver. It could be name anything, whichever you are going to use. Silver package, I'm just going to put it here. So even though I can also set up any start date and end date if it is needed. If it is not, then you can put it here. If you want to restrict the customer, yes or no, means restrict the customer that, okay, once this timeline is over, so entitlement is not going to be used. So you can also define it here. Which SLA is going to be used? The same SLA that we have configured earlier. So these are all SLAs are available. So let's take example that I'm just going to use the silver package. Again, the silver is a turnaround time that you are going to define. Means what is the time threshold that you are going to use it? Means when the case or the request is required to be completed, or you can say the half pass it's completed, or it is going to be resolved within the time duration that you are going to put it here under the SLA. So you can define or you can manage the completion time, and you can see complete journey here. Now you have the option that where you can see the allocation, either it's a number of cases or number of hours. Well, let's take example of number of cases. Under the number of cases, you have the option that you can choose case resolution or case creation. So when the entitlement is going to be decreased, means once how the entitlement is going to be calculated based on what scenario here. So I'm just going to put it in the resolution. So mean it is going to be specified with the number of the case resolution, as well as I can also put it here the case creation. As soon as the case is going to be created, system is going to decrease my entitlement terms there. Or I have the option that I can also allocate directly with the number of hours. So number of hours means I'm just going to put the exact numbers of particular hour that it is going to be offered to the customer. So let me just do it here in this way. Before we are going to proceed, yes, number of hours is going to be calculated at the time of the resolution. So at the time of the resolution, system normally prompts about when the means how much time you have spent and how much time that you are going to bill to the customer. So that particular scenario, it will be executed here. Let's take example from the number of cases, and here I'm just going to put number of based on number of cases at the time of creation, entitlement should be calculated. So let's take example. I'm just going to put it here in the 25 cases I'm going to handle for this particular template, and I'm just going to save the information. And as soon as I'm just going to save information, system will ask me to add some of the more details. Means if I wanted to link with the entitlement channels, so I can also link it here. So let's take example in the 25 hours, I'm just going to expect that a phone call or email or a web, Facebook, Twitter, or IoT. So these are all channels are available. So I'm just going to do it here that the phone call I'm going to detect. So I'm just going to expect that 15 phone call. I'm just going to add it here. Means the total strength is 15. Means the maximum of 15 phone calls I am going to allocate, or I'm just going to, you can say, give to the customer. Plus, I'm just going to put it here 10 of my emails. So here I'm just going to put it here the email. I'm just going to put 10 here. Okay. Now, system is also prompting me about the products here. So I'm just going to, I can also tag the products which is applicable for those particular type of the products. So here I'm just going to search all the products. So here is a complete list of the products here, even though I can also search it here. So if I need it, I can also link it here. So let's take example. This product is also included. This product, auto drip is there. View filter is there. I'm just going to add this. So these are the all three products are going to be added here in my product list. So not three, sorry, 4 products are involved here. So now this is one template that we have defined there. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to use this template under my entitlement. So as soon as the silver customer are going to enroll in my, you can say, service contract, I can use the existing template here. So now again, I have the option, either I can create the entitlement from blank, means where system is going to ask me each and everything, or I'm just going to create from the template here. So for, let's take example, I'm just going to click from the template, and from here system is going to prompt what are the templates are available. So from here, this is what we have created just now. I'm just going to use it, the silver package there. And here I'm just going to select that template, and now system will pre-populated everything. Now I have the option that I can change the information whatever is needed. Might be possible instead of 24, so 25 hours or 25 cases, I have a different term with the customer, and there is a different, you can say, the numbers we have agreed on. I can change it here. So based on the contract with the customer, that I can do it here. Now I'm just going to put here some information about the contract here. Let's say Tata Shakura silver contract. I'm just going to put it here. Contract, sorry. And from here, I'm just going to select Tata Shakura's companies here. System is prompting me what is the exact start date, end date. So I can put it here, the future date here. Also, I can put it here with the current date. Let's take example. I'm just going to put the today's date here. If I'm not going to select the today's date, I'm just going to put the future date. What the system will do, system will wait until the date will arrive. System will not going to activate the contract up till now. So it will be just like a waiting condition. Until unless it is date is fulfilled, then it's going to become the active here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select and I'm just going to add the start date and date. So I'm just saying that, okay, from 20th January till 31st of December, it's going to be, you can see the valid time duration. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to specify, no, there shouldn't be any restriction. It could be increased by the time that the user is, customer is going to interact with us. And I'm just going to save the information. So as soon as I'm just going to save the information, system is going to take everything from the template and is going to pre-populate it here. And now I can see it here, the products are already listed down, plus I can see it here, that particular term is already defined, and system is also giving me how many terms are there and allocated with the different channels there. Also, I can add the contact for this particular customer. So I can update from here, and from here I can allocate the number of contacts so which are here. So I'm just going to update the Abdul Shakur, which is the contact person for this particular entitlement here. So once we are done, we agreed, yes, everything is okay, we are going to activate our contract. And now you can observe that the status from draft, it is going to be converted as an active here. If it is not active, so it will be a planned one. So means at the time of the date is arrives, so system will change it. System will change the date, or your system will change the status on the day of the activation. So totally depends how you are going to do it. Okay. Now in terms of the cancellation, you can do it here. You can deactivate. It will be cancelled there. You can also set as default. Means as soon as the any case is going to be registered, you are going to set it as a default. Means if you are not going to specify any template by the time of the creation, system will take it this particular template as default. Okay. Now let's say if you want to renew it here, so you can easily renew by the time it's going to be expired or at the day of the expiration, and from here you can also renew. So from the renewal part, what you need to do, I'm just going back here. You will see one option here. So I'm just going to open this particular one. I'm just going to click here and you will see it here, renew option here. So you can renew it here. But again, if I'm just going to renew it at this time, so system will probably know it can be renewed for this particular part because it's not expired or it's not cancelled. So that could be the reason. Okay. Even though you can also cancel it, means might be possible the customer is not interested or somewhere you have terminated the contract with the customer, you can cancel it on the same time. Okay, now what is the impact will happen and how it is going to be done here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just jumping again on my service part here, and under the service I'm just going to create a case again, and I'm going to use this particular entitlement. So from here, I'm just going to use it here that, okay, delivery delayed. Okay. And it's related to the complaint, and it is related to Shakur and Sons. And here I'm just going to select the phone call. Also, I'm just going to select the product here. So let's take example. I'm just going to select this particular product. And from here, you're going to see whatever the support is available for this particular customer here. So these are the all contracts are available. So either you are going to select based on the product nature or company nature, or system will decide if any entitlement is set as a default. So what we are going to do it here, we are just going to put as a silver contract here. And once we are done, I'm just going to save the information. Now you will see some of the impact here, which is now going to start applicable here. One applicability is coming up here. System is also showing you the entitlements here. What are the entitlements are available for this particular customer? So you can see it here, all information which comes here. Okay. Also, you are going to see the articles again, which we have discussed. So you can see the water delivery delayed. So all kind of the delayed one is computing it here. If you come here under the SLA, now you can see it here. The SLA turnaround time is 18 hours. based on the SLA that we have configured. And if I can see here the SLA, you can see which SLA is assigned. It's the resolution, when it's going to be failed, and what's going to send the warning here. Now, what happened to my entitlements there? So if I'm just jump again to my service management part, and if I can see here the entitlement, I should able to see what's being happening for this particular entitlement. Either I can directly go from the case also. We don't need to go there. Yeah. Now you can see overall, you can see it here. Now it reduced down to 24. Now, if I'm just going to open it up here, because we have set it up the entitlement in a way that at the time of the creation, system should deduct my entitlement, means it should allocate it here. But if I'm just going to put it here instead of case creation, case resolution, means system will wait till the case is going to be resolved or the number of hours. Okay. Now from here I can see it here, the phone call is listed down here. So from 15 it became 14, as well as now my total time from 24 become 25 to 24. Now these are the information that you can see, and you can evaluate how much progress or how much effective support that you are going to give to the customer here. Okay, so this is all about the entitlements. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Yes, exactly, Fasi. We have received one question about the Fasi, that a sort of ticketing system like solution manager in SAP. Yes, exactly. You can consider in this way. But it's more related to, you can say, the kind of the advanced version where you have the SLA management also. Also, you have the scoping in the system, so you can define the scoping. You can also see, okay, what type of the engagement that you are going to do with the customer. So everything is now linked here. So it's a kind of the ticketing, but you can have this information across the system. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. Now what we are going to do, next part, which is very interesting, queues management. Queue, you can consider, or you can think about in a way that whenever you have a set of the people who are having a similarity in some way. So in this example, which I have taken from the Microsoft Docs, you have the people in the airport where they have the different kind of, you can say, exits they want. They want to exit for the hotel, they want to visit the office locations, or they have to make a tour in the city. So for these particular area, that what we are going to do, you are going to set it up here in the queue that the everyone or which have the similarity, you are going to put in a same bundles, or you can just going to put it there in a place where if the people are going to the hotel, so if you are going to make a queue and you are going to start asking the people to move to the taxi stand. Of the people who are going to go to the city center, you are going to set it up in a way that you are going to ask the people, okay, you go in the right direction and you will see the bus stand, you will see the metro, you can go out and you can take your own transportation. So you are going to define and you are going to just guide it. So this is just like a queue management that you are going to do it here. Now there is a separate part which comes here in the queue. What is the separate part here? One part is already clear, that it's going to organize or prioritize all the information which is being happening in the system, as well as you can define here who is doing what. Means if the requests are coming in here, what is the top priority, if someone is taking care of this request or not. That's the only thing that you are going to define on the queue. Along with it, you can also monitor the activities there. Means emails are coming in, if someone has responded back or not, if there is an interaction happen or not. So you are going to define there, and you are just going to monitor those elements. Might be possible you are receiving thousands of requests, but you are going to specify based on the queues or based on the filter information that you want to take care of it. So it could be personal one, means the queue which is directly assigned, or the request is directly assigned to the relevant team or a user. But it could be public or private. Private means you are defining a different segment, different containers, or different, you can say, based on the sections, based on the business model, you define the people under the queue. This is a private, means the private is only accessible for the people who are the part of that particular queue. Public, again, it's available for everyone, and anyone can see the information, what is being happening, what's coming in this particular bundle or container that you can think. Okay. Now, how the queue is going to be used? Queue can be used for the routing, which we have seen in the early stage, that it can be used for the different segments. You can also define by the routing rules. It can be used for the unified routing also, means based on the segment that you are going to have it, based on the criteria that you have defined. You can also define that, okay, if this case is related to one person, if the case type is this, so assign this particular case to any one of the person or any part of, you can say, anyone in the team. Also, you can also define the queue, means who is going to take it there, who is the gold customer, who is the silver. So you can define, it's totally configurable there. And as soon as the queue are filling it here, the responsible person, they are going to work, or they are going to allocate to work on it. Okay, you can define for the case routing part, as well as you are going to define it here that whatever the information is coming in here. So might be possible you are going to define that it's not responsible and I'm not responsible to take care of it. You can reassign, you can shift it, you can route the information to the other relevant concerned department. So let's take example in this scenario that you have a gold customer who is contacting you through a phone call. And now, based on the nature of the customer, based on the applicability, you can identify, okay, it's related to the silver queue, or it's related to the support queue, or it's related to the gold queue. By default, it's selected the if it is selected as the entitlement as a gold, then you are going to define it there that, okay, this should be routed to the gold, and someone immediately respond back to one. If it is a silver, definitely the priority is medium, and you are going to work it. If it is a normal support, then you are going to put it as a low priority. So based on these information, you are going to route the information, you are going to update. And again, the relevant agent or relevant set of the people, they are going to work on it, and they are going to pick up the information, or they are going to pick up the cases, and they are going to start responding back. If they are going to work on it, they are just going to pick it up. If they are not going to use it, or they are not going to able to work, or they want some assistance, they can release it, or they can reroute information to the other team or department there. How it works? So let's see in the system how we are going to set it up in the system. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just coming up here. First, we need to see, okay, how the queues are set it up here. So again, we are here under the service management, and you can see here there is a list of the queues, and you can see all the information is available there. You can see the queues which are available. It's a personal, it could be a private, it could be a public one. So let me just do one thing. Let me just put it here in the new to the older one, so that I can show you what the difference comes here. Now you can see it here. These are the all private one, which comes with the name. Means at the time of the user creation, there is one queue is normally created. One queue plus their mailbox. But you can have your own queue also. You can set it up here. So what we have done here, I have already created one queue for the operation, second queue for the finance. So let's take example. I'm just going to create another one. I'm just going to create another one which is related to, let's take here, sales care. I'm just going to put, or customer support. I'm just going to put the name here. And under the sales, I'm just going to put it here. It's related to the private or public. I'm just saying this is related to private here. Means only the concerned person will be, you can say, they should able to see the information which inside the queue. If there is any email is linked, means the group email, you can also put it here. Who is going to own it? So you can put it here. What type of the activities that you want to monitor? If the email conversation is going to be organized, so you are going to define as all email, or the emails that are only send the response from this Dynamics 365, or it's related to the lead contact account, or wherever the records are that enable emails, or there should be no email. So that's all configuration that you can do it here. Now what we are going to do it here, once we are done, we are just going to save the information. Now what I am just going to do it here, I'm just going to add the participant, or I'm just going to add the relevant team here. By default, who is going to own it? So he is the already part of that particular queue. I'm just going to add a new member here, and from here I'm just going to add some of the people here. So let's take example, I'm just going to add Wahaj. I'm just going to add, let's take example 8 here. I'm just going to add David here. I've added 3 people, even though I can add more as soon as I can do it. These are the people who are going to associate with this particular queue. Now, instead of the private queue, there could be a possibility that you want to create a public. So you can create easily public one. Let me show you how they are already set it up, and we already done for this particular email. Whatever the email we are receiving from this particular email address, it's a public one. So anyone in that organization, they can see if they are authorized to see the queue information. So they can see here the public information, and you can see all the queue items here. So you can see all the listing which is available here. So that's the thing you can see in the system. Plus, again, this particular queue is already being used in the auto record creation. You can see the create and update rules here in the system here. Okay. Now, what is the effectiveness? First, which I showed you, that email to case that you can easily maintain here, means automatically record creation or update. You can do it. That's the option, or you can say that's a feature number 1 that you can use it. Another one is you are going to sorting the information. So let's take example that we had received the cases. So I'm just coming up in the cases, and from here, let me just do some of the information here. And let me just sort my cases, all the cases here, new to oldest. And I'm just going to set up the people here. So I'm just going to select, okay, these are the people, or these are the, you can say, cases. I'm just going to add in a queue. So adding the queue from here. So from here, I'm just going to select. So I know this is related to the sales. So I'm just going to assign the sales customer support. So I'm just going to add it here. Now, what does the interaction happen in this between? Means how it is going to be mapped in the system. So as soon as I'm just going to add it here in the system, what you will see in the impact, owner will remain as is, means this particular is the owned by this one, but it is now added by under my queue here. So if I'm just coming up in the queue, and from here, I'm just going to specify which queue I wanted to see. I wanted to see the sales one. Let me just scroll down here. If I can see my sales one, or let me just refresh my screen. Yeah, it's already there. Sales one. And here system is asking me, or you can say showing me all the information that the item that I'm working on it. So let me just do it here. The cases available to work on. I'm just going to click it here. And these are the all cases are available. Now, what I can do, let's take example that I'm free and I'm available. I'm just saying that, okay, these are the 3 cases I need to work on it. And this is what I'm going to take the responsibility. So I'm just going to pick up. So I'm just going to click the pick here. Now, system is prompting me if I want to remove it from queue, means if I'm sure that this is what I'm going to take care of it and no one else is going to take. And I'm just saying, yes, I will the responsible to do it. So I can remove it from the queue, means no one else will able to see what's the last, means I will take care of them. Or what I can say, I said, no, it should be remain as is. So I'm just going to pick it here, means my manager will able to see, okay, who is doing work. Now they are removed from available. And now if I'm just jumping the items I'm working on, and from here, I should able to see, you can see here, these are the all cases now listed here, and you can see the information it is related here. So let me just do one thing. Let me just put all item, and I should see the information. Now you can see here all item for this particular queue, which is selected the sales customer support, and you can see it here who is working on it. So this the user that I'm using currently, and from here I can see, okay, this particular person is using or working on this particular case. So instead of I'm just going to look into the case record, I'm just going to see high level, okay, who is doing on work on this particular case. So let's take an example that I'm just going to open it here. Okay, this particular case, I'm just going to look into the details, and from here I'm just going to start working on, okay, what's being there and how I'm going to interact, everything I'm going to work on it. And now from here I have the option that I can route the information, even though I can change it, I can add whatever I need if I'm authorized to do it. Okay, so even though I can also move it from here, let's say instead of me, I'm just going to move it to the another queue, I can do it from here. Plus, what I can do, I can see the queue item details here. So I can see all the historical information here when they are added in the queue, and who is, you can say, related, you can, who is modified and who is working currently. So this is what information that I can see easily from here. Now, as soon as I'm working on it here. So let's take example, I have completed the information. Okay, this is what it is already done. It's under the researching part. And from here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move it here. I completed information, means I had done the first level of the interaction. What I can do, I can release it. Means I have completed my work. Now I'm just going to release. So release means it is going to be available for another person who is going to take it there. Or what I can do instead of this one, means I know that this is not related to the sales team. This is related to another team. So I'm just going to click on the route. Now I have the option that I can route it to the queue or I can route to the user or team. So it is going to reassign directly. So I'm just saying that it's related to the queue. And from here, I'm just saying that it's related to the operation part. So I'm just going to click on the operation and I'm just going to route information. So now what the system had done, system had removed from this particular queue. Now, if I'm just jumping again on my another one, which is the operation one, and I'm just going to move it here and see if the queue is available. Now it's available here. So that's the, you can say, the management that you can see and you can do it. And now what happens at the time of the resolution? So let's take example that someone from the operation, he had already picked it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change here this particular queue item, and I'm just going to select as a pickup here. And now you should be able to see, okay, now it's started working for me. I'm just going to open up here and I can say, okay, yes, this is what I have worked. And I'm just going to move to the next stage. And from here, as soon as I'm done, and I'm just going to resolve it. So I'm just going to resolve this particular case. So I'm just saying that issue is resolved. Okay. Now you can see it here, the billable time, the same billable time. If the entitlement has a, you can say, time in a way that number of hours are there, so you can also see it here. You can also at the time of the setting up the information, means how much time you have consumed or how much time it is you can detect it. So you can also define, as soon as you are going to define it here, the billable time, system will also detect if the entitlement in that particular approach. Otherwise, system will take it as is and will record with the system. Or even though you can also restrict it with the system that this particular information is only applicable, should be automatically filled. So you can also apply this particular mechanism there. Now, what happened to my particular case? Queue item. So now you can see it here, the queue is no more available here. I mean, the item is no more available. So it means it's already resolved. So at the time of the resolution, it's already resolved. Everything is finished here. Now, the best part is the queue here. It's not only applicable on the case management, but it's also applicable with the other item. You can do the task management. You can have the sales inquiries in the form of the opportunities, or let's say the lead opportunity, or the quotation management process. So you can set it up the queues for that particular need also. So for that particular reason, you would require a little bit of customization where you are going to enable the queue functionality or feature on that particular table entity. But it's going to be applicable. It can be used for the need. It's not only for the customer service, because by default, Microsoft provides you the default functionality of the queue management under the customer service, but you can extend it for the other modules. Okay, so we have covered this particular part, which is the queue management. If there's any question in between, you can please feel free to ask. And then we are left with another topic, which is the communication and collaboration. And then in the last, we are going to have the final round here. Okay. Now, what is communication and collaboration here? One of our contact, or one of our customer, Chacha Shakura, he contacts Why he's contacting? Might be possible he has a request, he has a questions, he has the problems related to the customer service, related to the product services, or might be possible he has a business opportunity and he wants to do some deal with us. So it could be for anything related to the sales, customer service, or related to any services or assistant he is looking for it. So what is the mechanism that he can do? He can contact us with a different source of the channels. Either it's a website, mobile, he is going to give us a call, he's attending a session from where he is going to send a message. He is also sending us the messages over the SMS, or he is contacting us through the WhatsApp, or he's the in-person meeting that he's going to have. So these are the all channels that he's going to use it, and the agent, he's going to receive every kind of information within the Dynamics. Means what kind of the omni channel he's going to use with a customer, as well as whatever different social interaction is there. So the agent is going to use it. Now the situation comes in the situation in a way that the agent, he might need assistance. He need assistance for helping his customer or organization customer. So for that particular reason, what he can do, he is going to ask for the assistance. He is going to contact with his internal team, as well as if he is going to contact with the other suppliers, or you can say vendors, who are going to provide direct assistance on the behalf of the company to the customer here. So that's the all kind of the communication and collaboration that you are going to maintain. How it can be achieved in the system? Let me just come back here in my demo environment again. Now let's take example that we are under in the case segment or anywhere in the system. It doesn't require that the case is there. So it might be possible you are using lead, opportunity, you have the case, you are having the correspondence with the customer, that you can do it. You can manage directly. Now, what we are going to do it here, we are just going to open it up here, any case. So let's take example, there's one case that I'm started working on it, and I need the assistant. I need the direct assistance here. So I wanted to see, okay, this is related to the water delivery, and there's a delay happen for this particular consignment. And I'm not sure that whether, what should I do? Means as a new person, or I wanted to take some information from the internal team. So what I can do, what are the possibilities are there? So possibility is here, either I can go here and I can start doing a call. I can send an email, I can book an appointment, I can send a direct, means I'm just creating a directly, you can say, correspondent with the customer as well as with my team here. So that's the number one that you can do it here. Plus, I have the option that I can also create the post here. So let's take example. I wanted to set it up here that I'm just going to use some user. So let me just put the name here. Just put it here, the @ if I can find the name. Unfortunately, it's not appearing it here. Let me just switch here. Please help me. So I'm just going to set it up, going to add the post. So what the system will do is it's going to add the post here. Okay. Now, this is the one way of the communication, or Microsoft also provides you the functionality that you can interact from the team here within the Dynamics 365 environment. So how you can do it here, there is a team channel, or you can say the team chat is available. You can enable it here in the system. And at the time of here, you can see all of the participants which are available. So let's take an example that I want to start doing the conversation for this particular case. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on the new link chat, and I'm just going to add the participant here. I'm just going to add David here. Also, I'm just going to add, let's take example, myself also, because might be possible, or let me just take another person. So these are the two people I wanted to correspond, and here I'm just going to type a message here. Solving this issue. I'm just going to put it here. So once I am done, I'm just going to start chat here. So what will happen, system will going to initiate a chat with my team members there. And now you can see it here, the chat screen is appear. Let me refresh my screen here. And now you can see this particular screen is start appearing, which is again Microsoft Teams chat is there. Now, as a David, because I already logged in with a David, what I can do, I can come here and open my Teams here. And as a David, I can see all of the information is coming up here. So let's take an example that, okay, I received it here and I can see the immediate information with the option that, okay, what is the case number, what is the title, what is the priority, what is the subject it's all about, and I can open it here. And from here, I can respond back. I'm just going to respond it back here. So as soon as I'm just going to respond it back, so from here, I can see my chat conversation here. Similar way, you can see the chat conversation here and whatever the other people are involved here. So you can see it here within the system that I'm just going to collaborate it here. Again, this feature is already also available with across the platform. So you can link with your sales chat. You can also link with the case. So this is what you can do it in terms of the collaboration. Now, in terms of the communication, these channels are going to be used here. Now, as soon as I'm just going to use it here, what I can do further, I can also link it with my Teams there. So I can link this particular record in my Teams channel. So I'm just going to link it to our channel. So from here, I'm just going to set it up and I'm just going to select the team, which team I'm going to use it and which channel, under which channel I'm going to use this one. So let me just refresh from ID possible. I don't have the permission set here. So let me just create. I think I don't have the permission set. So that's why it's appearing here. So that's why I didn't set up here. But although you can, if it is successfully completed, then you can do it here. Let me just do one thing. I think it's related to here. Let me just enable allow pop-up and it should appear here. Let me just retry it again. Yes, now it's trying to authenticate. Now, these are the all teams are available. So what I can do, either I can use it. Let's say take example that I wanted to use the existing. So I wanted to use the corporate customer. And from here, I wanted to set it up another channel within it. So I can see the D insurance journal. So I wanted to set up a new channel for this particular customer. And from here, I wanted to do my collaboration. And Sons. I'm just going to put it here. And system has a limitation that you can use any special character. I'm just going to use Sons here. And I can also link if it is a private one, means this is only applicable for me or the person who has authorized one. So I'm just saying, no, it's public. Whoever having the access of the teams, they should able to do it. They should able to access. So I'm just saying that, okay, everyone is should be the part of that particular group. And I'm just going to click on the finish. So what the system will do, it will create a channel and it will add a tab there. Similar way, I can reuse it again for the another person, means I can reuse the channel with the another need. So that's the information that I'm just going to do it. And this is what it is going to be happen within Microsoft Teams. So if someone is needed the information or if not needed to collaborate within the Microsoft Teams, he is doing there. He is no need to open up the separate chat or separate screen or separate window. He's just going to work within the same environment there. Okay. Now you can see, let me just cancel it here and let me just see here if I can see if I have this information here. Now you can see it here. Let's see. Shakur and Sons. And if I'm just going to enable it here because he doesn't have the access of this particular, because the person is not having the access. He is only having the access of that particular channel. Let me just do one thing because it should appear here. Where's my refresh button? Let me just do it here. Or let me just do one thing. Let me just open it on my team here. So let me just open in a web because I have the delay in my Teams syncing. So let me just open directly the web experience and from here I can see. Let it be open. And now you can see here all the conversation. It's being start populating with the person. And let me just open a corporate customer, and you can see it here. This particular channel, you can see it here. Let me just open this record. Now it is going to open up my CRM screen. So I have linked up for my CRM. Again, I can use it for the document purpose to internal communication, as well as for the referring the records which is related to the customer. So that's the all the information I can do it here. Okay. So you can see this particular information is now going to open within my Teams environment here. Okay. Now, similar way, what I can do if I'm just jumping again for the another one because related to the water delivery. And now what I'm going to do, another case, which is for that particular case for this particular customer. Let me just see. We should have some more cases. So let me just come here and let me just open up here newest to oldest. And from here, let's take example of this one. So I'm just going to open up here. I'll open up this case, and I'm just going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to add in my Teams. So I'm just coming up here in the direct channels. And from here, I'm just going to create a link here. Now, again, I have the option that I can either create a new team, or I'm just going to use the existing one. So I'm just saying that, okay, I'm using the corporate customer. And from here, because we have already created a channel for this particular customer, I'm just going to use it the same. So I'm just going to click next, and I'm just going to allow all, and just going to click on the finish. And now from here, what will happen? It is going to add another channel tab there. So if I'm just coming up here, so you can see new tab is now available here. And within this new tab, what's the information that I have? I have the same case record, which is again linked here. So that's the complete information that you can see it here. Means you can link it here, you can do it, whatever the action is needed here. Now, this is only for the internal team. What about the external one? So to manage the external communication and external, you can say collaboration, might be possible that you are going to have it with the external vendors or suppliers. So you can do it by giving the access of your Office 365 as a guest, and you can do it. There's a one thing you can do, or similar way you can have give the access to your customer. And there's another one that you can do it here. You can have direct, you can say conversation. So how the conversation can be managed there. So again, the same thing. You can come here, you can manage the records here. So let's take example, if the IVR system is already connected, so you can have a phone call, as well as there is also option available in the system that you can also enable the call feature here also. So call feature will help you if you have the credit on the Microsoft Teams that you can directly dial the number to the customer and you can have a conversation, or any you can say IVR solution that you can use it. Or you can send and you can say communicate through the email. So that's the complete feature is available. So at the time of the any communication that you want to do it, you can do the interaction from the email part here. Plus, there are some third-party components are available to do the conversation. Let's say for to manage the conversation on the chatbots, having the real-time interaction through the chat, as well as to send messages, means SMS or WhatsApp message. There is a third-party components available, and you can use it within the system or within you can say Dynamics 365. Okay. So this is all about the communication and this you can say collaboration. Then how you can do it. Now. We already covered this in the session demo. Now there is a last part which comes here related to this one, which is the marketing technology landscape. And this is what I wanted to tell you. Okay, these are designed by Scott Brinker, who is managing all the stuff. I think he's now working in HubSpot, but he had done a massive job where he compiled around 8,000 companies in 2020. Again, I saw his one of the posts that he's releasing the 2021 and 2022 company set in a near future. But it's updated till April 2020. Now, these are the all technology companies with the different segments register or they are operating here. So let's have a look on a different scheme. Let me just open it in a complete picture diagram here. So in the form of CRM, you can see these are the all list of the companies who are have the scope within the CRM. So you can see also SAP is there, you can see the Salesforce, you even can see the Microsoft, as well as you will see the Resco.net, and these are all CRM solutions, which is only for, you can say, pure CRM. You can say who are providing the services over there. Plus, you can see who are providing the business and the customer intelligence. So these are all companies are listed. So these are based on the different areas. So what are the areas that we are going to have? So there are advertising, promotion, there are 922 companies are listed. Content and experience, there are 1936. Social and relationships is 1969, and more on. So these are the all list of the companies are here, and you can evaluate and you can see, okay, how many solutions are available, which have almost similar features, but in a different. The only difference come here in the terms of the customization and the configuration, which is needed and which needs to be performed, which needed to be organized here. So that's the information I would like to share it here. And this information will also be available on OneDrive, or even though what you can do, you can get this same information on his Chief Martic website. I will also give you the link, and you can see and you can evaluate more, and it's a complete database is available there. Okay, what we have learned today, that's the end of our session here. We have learned about the majorly, you can say, entitlements there. I didn't update some information which again we have covered in the service management, again the configuration, specifically for the knowledge base, entitlements, as well as we have seen the collaboration part here. And these are the all resources are there, so you can also have a look all of the resources it's mentioned there. So you just check it out and just check the features, and along with it you can see the Scott Brinker website, and you can extract the more details from there. There is the one part is remaining related to the email template creation, or you can say the management. So we will try to cover it up in the next week. Sometime next week we will set it up anytime here. Now, in terms of the upcoming session, we are going to start the configuration and development. And first part, we are going to look into basic scenarios. Then we will go to the next level where we are going to look into the deeper, but it's a base, you can say base, or you can say the basic element that we are going to look into here. And there will be 7 parts will be there. And once it is completed, then we are going to move to our last part, which is the intermediate. Then afterward, we will see other modules which comes here. So you can expect that this month's last 2 days, as well as February and March, we will only talking about the configuration, customization, and the development. Really appreciate for your time, and thanks a lot. You stick with till the last moment of the session, and we will catch up next week, inshallah, on Tuesday with our new topic. See you then. May God bless you.